everyone. So recently, because of the court hearing involving HYBE and former Adore CEO Min Hee-jin, an old topic has come up again and became a huge discussion online. During this hearing, the issue of similarities between NewJeans and ILLIT was brought up again, and it was actually discussed in court. According to the court, there were noticeable similarities between ILLIT's performances right after their debut and NewJeans' performances. The court basically acknowledged that the two groups looked similar in terms of style and performance. The court also stated that Light Lab did not provide strong enough evidence to fully prove that ILLIT is not similar to NewJeans. The court judged Min Hee-jin's actions as justified. They said that Min Hee-jin raising concerns about possible copying was not considered spreading false information. The court explained that as the CEO of Adore at the time, Min Hee-jin brought up the similarity issue in order to protect the value of NewJeans, and that this could be seen as a reasonable management decision to protect the interests of Adore. So in this video, I'm going to show the similarities people have been talking about, and why this situation became such a big controversy again. To begin, we need to talk about the planning of both groups. The court stated that it appears NewJeans' planning materials were used in ILLIT's planning, because a HYBE employee reportedly sent those documents to Light Lab. These documents were submitted by Min Hee-jin's legal team to support the claim that ILLIT did not simply take inspiration from NewJeans, but may have actually relied on NewJeans' internal planning materials, essentially, NewJeans' original blueprint during its creation. The screenshots show a former HYBE employee contacting Adore staff to provide evidence that confidential materials had been shared internally. In the messages, the employee references a file titled something like 2021 Team Launch Strategy, DO 513, suggesting that ILLIT's launch strategy was based on documents created in 2021, the same period when NewJeans was still being planned. The informant also says they felt uncomfortable because they recognized that Light Lab used the exact same materials they had previously provided, while Light was publicly denying plagiarism in court. The messages also mention key terms like CBO, Chief Brand Officer, which was Min Hee-jin's position before becoming Adore's CEO, and the informant claims the original documents came from the CBO office. At first, Light said the plan started in September, after the lineup was decided. But then, when a whistleblower appeared, the timeline suddenly changed. They claimed the plans were actually finalized in July, before they supposedly received NewJeans' planning documents. Comparative slides show that ILLIT's 2024 planning documents, right side, use the exact same visual structure, circular concept diagrams, and teen influencer archetypes as NewJeans' 2021 documents, left side. The informant expressed shock in transcripts, stating they never imagined Light would make it exactly the same, and felt uncomfortable seeing the same materials submitted to the court as original work. The structure, wording, concept direction, and even the visual layout look very similar. How can documents made 3 years apart be that alike in an industry where trends constantly change? Aesthetics, branding, target audiences, and debut strategies evolve every year. What worked in 2021 doesn't necessarily fit 2024. So if two planning documents from different periods look almost identical, even in design format, it naturally raises questions. But the reason this became a controversy is because many people notice similarities in multiple areas. And when similarities happen repeatedly, people naturally start questioning where the inspiration ends and where imitation begins. People pointed to similarities in concept direction, overall aesthetic, styling, branding design, album packaging, and promotional photos. Overall, many felt that the formula closely mirrored what NewJeans had already been doing. A lot of people say it's normal for NewJeans and ILLIT to look similar because they're from the same company. But that argument doesn't make sense. Being under the same label doesn't mean they should share the same identity. When concepts and performances feel alike, it creates constant comparisons. Instead of building their own space, the groups end up competing, which isn't healthy or beneficial for their growth. Inspiration is completely normal in the creative industry. No concept exists in a vacuum. Even NewJeans drew inspiration from early 2000s trends, Y2K aesthetics, and past artists. But they blended those references into something that felt cohesive and distinctive. The difference people point out is about the range of inspiration. When inspiration comes from multiple eras, styles, and sources, it usually results in a fresh identity. But in ILLIT's case, some feel that the references don't seem as diverse, and instead appear to center mainly around one very specific group, NewJeans. When people first started talking about this, most of the attention was on the choreography, because the similarities were very visible and easy to compare. But as time went on, the public began noticing that it wasn't just about a few dance moves. There were other elements that felt familiar too. Whether intentional or not, the public reaction didn't come from just one dance comparison. It came from a pattern that people felt was too consistent to ignore. In this video, I didn't even include everything that has been discussed online. Some comparisons seem more convincing than others, so I decided to focus on the ones that stand out to me a little more. But even then, it makes me think. Are this many overlaps really just a coincidence? Especially considering the controversy involving NewJeans planning materials allegedly being shared during ILLIT's development, can we really say there was no influence at all? Would ILLIT have been even more successful if there hadn't been so many overlaps? If the concepts had been clearly distinct from the beginning, would things look different today? Instead of being measured side by side with NewJeans, ILLIT could have built a stronger identity without that shadow of comparison. Having a clearly distinct direction from the beginning makes all the difference in how a group is perceived and received. There are people who believe there's no inspiration involved at all, and that there aren't any real similarities between the two groups. Some argue that everything being compared is either a coincidence or just common trends in the industry. Personally, I disagree. When similarities appear repeatedly across different areas, it's hard to see it as purely accidental. To me, the patterns are noticeable enough to suggest that something feels off. What do you think about all of this? Do you really believe two groups can end up being this similar, even in terms of planning and overall direction, without one having seen the other's materials? Do you think it's just coincidence, industry trends, or something more? This video is focused on the company decisions, specifically Belift Lab, and the creative direction behind the scenes. It's not about blaming the members. The girls from ILLIT are artists who work with what they're given. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching.